One of the top recruits in the nation, Amanda Polk, signs with Notre Dame.
Steel City, Pittsburgh native Amanda Polk is one of the strongest, most
a huge pickup for Notre Dame
She
rowing.
intends to make a big splash right away in her freshman year.
Has already set records and is extremely powerful and talented.
Helps the Irish finish second in the Big East
first Irish
Conference
freshman to earn All-America honors and just the third in Notre Dame history.
Sophomore Amanda Polk helps Notre Dame win its first ever Central.
Another new mark for Irish rowing with a best ever finish at the NCAA Championship.
Splashes her way to the record
Amanda
books
Polk
again.
is only the second rower in Fighting Irish history to earn first-team All-America.
Most decorated rower in Notre Dame history.
And it's Notre Dame winning the Big East Conference Championship.
Irish rowing led by junior Amanda Polk going back to the NCAA Championships for a second straight year.
Officially a three-peat.
Big East Conference champion.
The most decorated rower in Notre Dame history.
Now sets her sights on her sport's highest prize.
She prepares to qualify for the U.S. Olympic Women's 8 team.
I love rowing. I always like to take in the sounds around me, the sounds of the oars, the blades coming out of the water, and having all bodies move as one, a part of something larger than yourself. Soccer was my very first sport. There was basketball, there was softball, and then there was ballet and dance. But I always wanted to be in the action.
Because of the basketball's reputation at Oakland Catholic High School, she strived to become a varsity player.
She had a particular role, and I said, Amanda, your job is to just carry people with you to the basket. She would get in there and it almost looked like a scrum from rugby, and up to the basket she goes and people are fouled her left and right. And I said, you just did what the team needed.
One of my friends was on the rowing team and she introduced me to rowing, and I thought it would be a great tool to help me with basketball and getting stronger.
I will never forget when she came to us and said, you know, I'm gonna row. I'm gonna start rowing on the rowing team. And I remember sitting at our kitchen table, okay, all right, well, okay, well, I guess we'll give this a shot. And she was really good at it. She was really good at it.
My junior year was a huge year that I made a lot of really great personal records and personal goals that started to piece together, you know what, maybe rowing is the way I should go.
Both of my parents are first-generation college students. Once we all realized, whoa, these colleges are coming after her, it was like this is something special.
We've shared dreams under open skies. We've loved far and we've traveled wide. The best is yet to come. Danced out late in the pouring rain. Never lost hope, never lost the flame. And the best is yet to come.
2012 was a tumultuous time leading up to the Olympics. Amanda was in the World Championship boat, and I thought it was just going to kind of be a slam dunk into the 8 for the Olympics.
I was a 2-time world champion and broke the world record in the women's 8. I thought that I had a great chance at making an Olympic women's 8.
Due to circumstances of people coming back and, you know, seat racing being very tight, and these women are older, a lot of them, so they're 4 years our senior. The coaching staff decided that that wasn't the route that they wanted to take, and Amanda didn't make the 8. It was shocking, it was devastating, it was disappointing, because also she was a spare in London.
I was an alternate, not technically on the team. I was there just in case anyone got injured or sick. was definitely a bittersweet experience. On the one hand, there was the Olympic atmosphere and being around some of the best athletes in the world. But on the other side, I wasn't a part of that action. And frankly, I'm not one that's happy on the sidelines.
She's so close. Like, you're so close. I mean, you traveled with the team, you have the uniform, you have all of the equipment, you have years and years put aside just like everyone else, so.
All that time, all those years, your shot is gone. And I actually said to myself, it's over. And I was done.
I remember she was with us, and we were leaving, and I asked myself, I said, well, we're really gonna find out what this kid's all about. Because this is gonna take a while.
First it was, I don't know if I'm gonna go back and train for the Olympics. And then it was, I don't even know if I ever wanna get in a boat again.
Weeks, months went by, I got a job that had nothing to do with rowing. But I wasn't myself.
It's not like she snapped right out of it. It's not like she, you see in a movie and people jump up and say, I will do this, and it isn't like that at all. It took a long time. I told her, I said, look, we're from nothing. And it's Notre Dame that will lift your boat.
I actually went back to Notre Dame. I spoke with Coach Stone and Coach Stahl about basically everything that happened leading up to London, in London, and now trying to make that decision as to whether or not I should continue. They were very supportive. They also really encouraged me to consider trying again.
I just knew she was a fighter. I think that down inside that she just wasn't going to end that way.
And so this wasn't it, right? She needed to make sure it was done, and it wasn't done.
The next world event would be the first World Cup in Sydney in 2013, and Amanda was invited to be a part of that crew.
So knowing Amanda, knowing her competitive spirit, it was a matter of her stepping foot back in the boat, putting back on the uniform, and taking those racing strokes. That once she started that, we were on our way to Rio.
I found the spark to row again, and I remember calling my father up and saying, Dad, I'm not done.
Welcome to the world-famous Maracanã Stadium in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, for the Games of the 31st Olympiad.
Throughout the race, our emotions were every direction imaginable.
The United States will go into this race as favourites. They have had a fantastic decade. So we're away then in the A final in the women's 8, the biggest boat of all.
The beauty of that day, and really every race, was the fact that we could see Christ the Redeemer over our shoulder. And I said, Jesus, I know I'm not supposed to pray this way, but please let them win.
Amanda Polk and Kerry Simmons raced in the quad in Lucerne. They almost got beaten by GB. They came back in here and dominated their heat.
And the Dutch at 500. It's Canada going really well. The United States a second back.
First 500 came. Caitlin, our coxswain, mentioned to us that we were down.
A little bit of wonderment. What is going on? What is happening?
I know all these crews are wanting to try and hang on, stay ahead of the Americans.
I was so nervous. I thought, this is it. They can't be behind. This isn't how it ends. This just can't be how it ends.
If they don't win the gold here, it'll be one of the biggest upsets we've seen in quite some time.
And then at 1,000 meters, they started picking up the pace.
Caitlin, our coxswain, yelled, "We are the U.S. Women's 8." And from that moment, I felt this electric surge, and I felt every person pull with energy I never thought I would feel.
But the United States coming back now. They're pushing out into the lead now ahead of Canada.
Down the course, the Americans, each stroke though, are drawing away.
Two-time defending Olympic champion, overwhelming favourites. It's going to be the United States through the red boys for another gold medal.
There's a spark in the air and a spark in me. Together, let's take the lead.
When I crossed the finish line, I threw my hands up in the air and I just yelled as loud as I could. And I just yelled as loud as I could, yes. If I were talking to my high school self, at first I'd probably say relax a little bit. But more importantly, I would say stay true to yourself. Never give up, because dreams do come true.
Amanda has always been that kid that will never stop until she wins.